3 lifestyle mistakes to avoid to become successful. Times are changing. The way our parents became successful and lived their life is not the best option anymore. It works if the primary assumption is that employment is your preferred source of income, or at least your most viable. But fewer and fewer people are interested in that model. We want more autonomy in our lives, and that means different expectations of our employers or less reliance on them overall. Having a stable, well-paying career used to be the best option out there. It was safe and had room for growth. But now, young people everywhere are making money in ways our parents couldn't even imagine. Here are 3 lifestyle mistakes to avoid if you want to be successful. 1. We are too results focused. It's way too easy to look online and see the results everyone else is getting or showing. We see the YouTubers, writers, and online business owners parade their results around and make it look like it's a simple 3-step process. And if we try creating a life for ourselves with that expectation, we will get crushed. Here's the problem. When you're just getting started on a new venture, it's completely foreign to you. You can't expect to be great at it when you start. Seth Godin believes this is a result of our industrial system. As long as we fall in line and follow the recipe, we will get the success that's been promised to us. The industrial system that brainwashed us demands that we focus on outcomes to prove we followed the recipe. If you want to live the life of a new age, you have to be in it for the long haul. That means the only result worth focusing on is getting better at the skill. Until you get good at the skill, there is no reason to think you'll be successful. You can't follow a recipe for building a creative life because creativity doesn't repeat itself, it can't. Everybody's journey to financial independence is a new frontier. You can never take the same path as anybody else because that niche is taken. One simple truth will help you get through your journey: you're going to be bad before you're good. Too often, we tell ourselves that says something about us. We see others' success in making money writing, investing, working, and because we measure ourselves up against their results, we take our lack of success personally. Buying into this is a recipe for a sad self that feels inadequate compared to a millionaire. This happens when you're results focused at a time in your life when you're not good at anything. 2. Living up to your means. Living out with your means is a huge financial mistake and one of the worst you can make in your 20s. A paycheck-to-paycheck lifestyle has 2 components: your paycheck and your expenses. Over the last 30 years or so, paycheck-to-paycheck became the norm. There are a few reasons for this. One being the generation before are very used to a stable income. They could reasonably predict the amount of money coming in next month and weren't too worried it might be less. Another reason, and it's probably a symptom of the first, is readily available credit. If you have a stable income, you can turn most of your big expenses or emergencies into a monthly payment. There isn't much urgency to create a financial buffer for yourself. The problem is that time is money. If you're always living on the edge of your income, you miss out on tons of opportunities to both buy your time back and make more money. Most people get caught up in this trap, called lifestyle inflation. In other words, as soon as you bring in more income, you adjust your lifestyle to cap your earnings again. The people living paycheck to paycheck struggled this year. The people who were disciplined with their finances before the pandemic's arrival potentially made even more money in the opportunities that came from this chaos. 3. Wanting work-life balance. The idea of work-life balance begins with the assumption that work and life are separate. However, the two are inseparable. Instead, you should consider your life outside of work as well. Isn't working out work? Isn't relaxing the work you do to reset yourself? Isn't being a member of a family important work? A relationship? Maybe the issue is our relationship to work, not the balance of our lives. Work is how we accomplish the important things in our lives. It's a virtue, and we've demonized it. We've created a culture that wants to distance itself from anything that smells like work. We separate our lives into 2 buckets: having responsibilities and not having responsibilities. We seek to give each bucket the same weight as if responsibility is just a necessary evil. You only grow as a person if you have the responsibility to grow as a person. Idle time won't do anything for you. It won't do anything for anyone. The root of this issue is that we want a break from our week because we did not choose what we do with our time. We've spent most of our lives satisfying the expectations of other people, and we're finally waking up to it. That's why there's been a recent surge of the quarter-life crisis. LinkedIn research reports that 75% of 25 to 33-year-olds have experienced a quarter-life crisis, with the average age being 27. Finally, we're waking up to the fact that our life is ours. Technology has allowed us more independence. We don't have to pick between fulfilling expectations and guarding our free time. We can take responsibility for our whole lives. Live your life like an entrepreneur, even if you're not one. Take responsibility for your time and your choices. Don't live to fulfill others' expectations, and the need for work-life balance will fade. What will be left is the realization that every moment is an opportunity to grow, a chance to invest in your future and practice virtue in the present. Whether or not you are an entrepreneur, you have the opportunity to live like one. Being an entrepreneur means preparing yourself to see and take advantage of the opportunities around you. There are more opportunities now than ever. If we keep thinking like the generation before us, we will never leverage the world around us and discover our own paths. Our own way forward.